Are you one of the thousands of people in America that struggle with cystic fibrosis? Do you experience the symptoms but have not been diagnosed? Well, here at CNL Law Firm, we would recommend that you go and see a doctor.
Stand by and watch this program to educate yourself on cystic fibrosis, why it happens, how it's diagnosed, what the symptoms are, and potential complications, and much more.
Cystic fibrosis is inherited as a recessive trait, meaning you must get the gene from both parents in order for it to become active. If you get the trait from both parents, then it becomes active and you also become a carrier of the disease. Well, if you get only one of these traits, you will still have the gene and run the risk of passing it down to your children, although that would require the odds of them getting the gene from you and your spouse.
A gene in chromosome 7 helps with giving instructions for making a protein called the cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator, known as CFTR. The CFTR sits in the membrane of certain cells and controls the passage of the chlorine ions so that they travel in and out of the cell. For those who have cystic fibrosis, the gene, located in chromosome 7, has no mutation. Therefore, the gene cannot provide correct instructions for making the CFTR. Due to this, a non-functioning CFTR is produced, so it doesn't work. Because of this, the chlorine ions are not able to travel in and out of the cell. In cystic fibrosis, the gene in chromosome 7 is not functioning properly. Therefore, the gene is not communicating properly with the CFTR, causing blockage of chlorine ions.
There are not many tests that can be done that are considered routine in all 50 states to screen newborns for cystic fibrosis. Blood tests can be done to check for high amounts of IRT, immunoreactive trypsinogen, released by the pancreas. These are used alongside with genetic tests to check for a defect in the gene CFTR, which is known to cause cystic fibrosis. This gene is responsible for carrying salt and water in and out of the body cells. With people with cystic fibrosis, this protein does not work very well, which causes sticky mucus and very salty sweat. At around 2 weeks of age, sweat tests can be done to test for levels of salt in the sweat. For older adults and children who are just now experiencing the symptoms of cystic fibrosis, genetic and sweat tests can be done. These are often recommended to people with recurring bouts of pancreatitis, nasal polyps, chronic sinus and lung infections, along with bronchiectasis.
With the blockage of the CFTR leading to chlorine ions not being able to travel in and out of the cell, there's a lot of thick mucus that's formed. The longer that the mucus stays in, there's more bacteria. This leads to symptoms such as coughing, wheezing, and more.
There are many other symptoms that come along with CF. Parents might notice a salty taste when they kiss their children because of the high levels of salt in their sweat, along with pneumonia and other symptoms shown here.
Other complications include damaged airways, chronic infections, growths in the nose, coughing of blood, thinning of airways, respiratory failure, distal intestinal obstruction syndrome, intestinal obstruction, diabetes, and nutritional deficiencies.
Cystic fibrosis is a serious disease. There is no cure for CF, and the average life expectancy, as calculated by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, is said to be around 37.4 years. There are many treatment options, such as medicine, therapy, and certain surgeries. The goals of most of these treatments include preventing and controlling infections that occur in the lungs, removing and loosening mucus from the lungs, treating and preventing intestinal blockage, and providing adequate nutrition.
People may still carry on with their everyday lives. Children with cystic fibrosis can still go to school, and adults with cystic fibrosis can go to work, but these treatments and symptoms build a huge roadblock in day-to-day tasks. Talk to a doctor today if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. It might be more serious than